Welcome to the Burn and Breathe Method sample workout. Today we are going to combine one of our burn workouts with one of our breathe workouts. So they will each be a little bit shorter than usual so that we can fit in a full body lift followed by a primal and yoga flow. You will need a couple sets of weights. I would say medium to light weights, having a couple sets on hand in case you need to go up in weight or go down, and a mat by preference if you would like that. I am working out barefoot today. I typically do work out barefoot when I lift. Sometimes I throw shoes on, but because we're going to end in a flow, just thought I'm leaving them off today for this. So why don't we go ahead and get started in our warm up, coming to the center of your mat into what I would call like a sumo squat, lowering down. Your feet are pointed outwards. You're in a wider squat than you typically would be in. Standing back up, lowering back down, this time turning towards the right into that lunge, coming back to the center, turning towards the left. We're going to keep our warm up pretty active, and then we'll do a little bit of stretching before we get into that full body lift. I just want to warm up those legs a little bit, get in a little bit of mobility before we do some of those static stretches. Just need to be a little more warm to get those going. Back to center, pressing up, bringing those feet a little bit close together, going into a traditional squat, coming here, straightening up, finding a forward facing fold, going at your own pace just through this lunge and toe touch. Then widening those feet out again, doing the same thing in that forward facing fold. Staying here for a couple of breaths, and then walking those hands over to the right, coming back through center, walking those hands over to the left, coming back to center, rolling all the way up. We're just going to do some hip openers, standing on one leg and then with the other, just kind of taking it up and over and back like you're stepping over a hurdle. And just warming up those hips a little bit before we get started. This program is really designed for like midlife women. Of course, you can get something out of it if you are not a midlife woman, as my husband is going to be doing this. I'm sure he's chuckling right now watching this. But we need to be warm before we get going. So doing a couple stretches, and then we will pick up our weights. The first move that we are going to do is going, and actually all of them are going to be combination moves. That's what our full body workout will look like. But the first one, we'll grab our weights, step back, lower down into a lunge, curl, lower those weights, step up, switch feet, lower, curl, step up, and that's it. These, I'm going to pick up my weights just to kind of demo for you. But these curls are just going to come up here and down. And we are going to do 8 on each side. Coming to the center of your mat, those feet are hip width apart, stepping that first foot back, lowering down, curling up, stepping up, and switching legs. That's it. So we will have 16 total reps for our upper body. We will have 8 reps on each side. When you're doing these curls, really trying to keep your arm in alignment with your body. And I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see here. So when you're coming back, you're lowering down, curl comes up, step up, but your arm isn't going back. It's not coming forward. You're not swinging, right? We're halfway there. You might be ahead of me now since I was demoing for you. And even trying to keep Those elbows just slightly forward engages those biceps a little bit more. We have 4 more here, and I should tell you now that we only have 3 moves that we're going to repeat twice as far as the lifting workouts go. Last one. Okay, now I would suggest picking up a slightly lighter weight than you would use for that curl, because we're going to go back and do some tricep movement. But this is also going to be like a multi-movement move. We are going to be working the upper and the lower body, but we'll have a few moves here. So I'm going to demo first. I'm going to actually grab my weights to demo this for you. So at first, those weights will be in front of you. Your feet are hip width apart, engaging those glutes, engaging those hamstrings, almost like very ever so slightly, having this very slight tilt of that pelvis forward, so that as you go down, you have a flat back. You're coming into this deadlift, and then you bring those weights out to the side, you pull them up to you, press them back into that tricep extension, lower back down, stand back up, and that will be 1 rep. We have 12 total. Let's just go ahead and get started. Lowering down, those weights come to about your shin. You pull them up, back, back in, lower, stand up. That's 1. Come down, those weights come up to your side, press them back. That's it. I know this might seem like a lot to think about as you're doing this. Kind of is. So if you need to take more time, there's totally nothing wrong with needing the time. That time under tension actually does you a lot of good. But this is a full body move, right? We're working the legs, we're working the back, we're working the triceps, we're working that booty as we're standing back up. Trying to get as much in to this 30-minute workout as we can. We're halfway there. I tell you what, this mobility and primal flow is going to feel really good after doing these weights. We have 2 more after this. Down, bring those weights to the armpits, press back, up, last one. Okay, I am going to keep these medium weights for our next move. We're going to come back into that sumo squat like we did in our warm-up, and we are going to lower down, come up, and as we come up, we're going to bring these weights up to our shoulders. So I like to describe like you're taking off your shirt, right? Like your weights are close to the body, the elbows are higher than the wrists, but the wrists are engaged, so they're not just like limp holding this. We have 12 reps. Let's get going. Lowering down, pressing up. Those weights come up, lowering back down. As you lower into that sumo squat, really recognize you want to keep those knees pressed open. They're going to want to cave in. It's totally natural, especially if this movement is new to you. But the more you activate those glutes, you press those knees out. And then as you come up, bringing those arms up, activating those shoulders. Another full body move. We have 5 more. I'm starting to sweat. Trying to have a little trouble talking to you as we do this. All right, last one. Lower down, press up out of those heels. And we are back to the top. So if you want to, grab a drink of water, assess what weight you were using, and then we'll come back and do exactly what we did first round. Remember, we're coming into those step back lunges with the curl. We have 16 total. Let's go ahead and start now. I am going to get some of my weights out of the way here. Come back up. Stepping back into that lunge, curl, step up. We can move a little bit faster this round since we know what we're doing. As you step up out of that lunge, you're pressing out of that heel. We're on 6, keeping those arms parallel to your body, raising those elbows, raising the elbows, raising the wrists, keeping those elbows steady. We have 6 more. My heart rate is getting up there. We have 1 on each side. Lower down, press up out of that heel. Last 1. Picking up lighter weights never felt so good. Coming over here, safely picking those weights up. And then just to demo one time here, we will lower down, pull those weights into our armpits, press back, pull them back in, lower down, and then stand back up. Okay, we have 12 reps. Lowering down to about your shins, pulling those weights up to the armpit, press back, in, lower down, and up. Again, we can pick up that pace a little bit this time if you're comfortable with it. We know what we're doing. Don't forget a couple of things to think about here. You're lowering down, those glutes are activated, pull into your side, those elbows stay up as you press back. The booty kind of pulls you back up. All right, this is number 6, so we're halfway there. Finding it to be a challenge. We have 4 more. I'm already looking forward to that mobility that's coming. All right, we have 2 more. Lower down to the armpits, press back. All right, last one. And we have 1 more weighted move before we go into that yoga and primal movement. And just as a reminder, we will lower down when we come up. Those weights come up in front of us, working those shoulders. Picking this up here. All right, those feet come wide. Lower down into that sumo squat, come up. Lower down. Press up that upright row. We have 12 of these. Pressing up out of those heels as you come up. Pressing those knees open as you go down. Oh, it's a lot to think about. We're halfway there. I probably could have gone a little heavier on these. I'll make a note of that as I come back to do it. We have 3 more after this. 3, 2, lower down, press out of those heels, come up. And we are on to that primal movement. Now, I will say this as I put my weights away, kind of clearing my space. Encourage you to do the same. You'll need about as much space as a yoga mat. Plus, maybe a little bit on each side. I treat this as the back of my mat. I treat this as the front. So I can demo for you as we go. but we will come to the back of your mat. Bring those arms out wide. Do a nice forward fold. Belly feels pretty good on those hamstrings and glutes after a little bit of a workout. Slight bend in those knees, coming up halfway. Lower all the way down and just slowly start walking those hands out until you're in a plank, and then lower those hips. Come into that upward facing dog. Press back into your downward dog. Pedal out those feet a little bit. Continue walking those hands back to your feet. Reverse swan dive up. And we will find that one more time. Just stretching out the backs of those legs, walking those hands out. Lifting up, opening up that chest, pressing back into your downward facing dog, pedaling out those feet a little bit. Coming into plank, lowering those knees, pressing back into a child's pose just for a moment. Coming back up to tabletop. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Those knees are underneath the hips. You're going to curl those toes, lift up those knees, lower them back down. We're going to add on to this from here. So know that if at any point the rest of what we're adding on is too challenging, you come back to tabletop or you come back to bear with those knees lifted off of the ground, okay? So you're going to lift those knees off the ground. You're going to bring that left knee to the right elbow, bring that foot back and lower it down. Lift those knees up, right knee to left elbow and back down. We're going to do that 2 more times on each side, just kind of getting our pace. Last one on this left knee, right elbow. Lift up, left knee, right knee. Stretching back just for a moment. Okay, so now we're going to add on to this. So instead of us stopping this knee at our elbow, we're actually going to kick through, come back, lower those knees, okay? And we'll do that 3 times on each side. So lifting up into bear, kicking through, come back, lower it down, lift up, kick through, come back. Of course, you don't have to lower those knees to the ground if you don't want, but if you want that extra break, take it. Last one with this right leg. Okay. Now we're going to take a little break from that, but we are going to come back to it. We're going to add on to that. So now what I want you to do is from that bear position, kicking back up into your upward facing dog, and then bending those knees, coming into your beast. You're going to step forward, bring that right foot outside that right hand to lift that right hand up, lower it back down, come back to beast. On the other side, left foot, left hand, coming back. We're going to do this 3 times total on each side. So we have 1 more after this. And then we're going to change this up just a little bit. Again, you can stay here if you want. This time we're going to press back into beast. Bring those knees down. Come forward and lower into a tricep push-up. Press up, curl those toes, back into beast, and we will do that a few times. Now, if you want a little more challenge, instead of coming down on your knees, you can keep those knees up, lower down, press up, back into beast. Today, I will be modifying, just so you know. So, coming back into that beast, coming forward, tricep push-up, back up into beast. We have 1 more after this. And now I want you to press up into downward facing dog. Catch your breath here just for a moment. Bring that right foot up to the sky. And now we're going to come down here, lowering that right knee to the ground, kind of like we did before, but only one knee is on the ground, kicking back up. So it's a little more challenging. Right foot goes up, right knee comes down, left foot comes off the ground as you lower down. And back into your downward facing dog, lifting that left foot up to the sky, bringing that knee down, that right foot comes up, down into that tricep push-up. Press up, lower down, press up, lower down. Bring both those knees down. Press back into a child's pose. Catch your breath for a minute. And then we're going to combine a couple of those things. Coming back up to your tabletop. What we are going to do is curl those toes up. Come into that downward facing dog. Bring that left foot up. Come down, that knee to elbow. Kick through. Up, knee to elbow, kick through, okay? So we are going to do 3 on each side. We'll start with that left side and we'll move right over to the right. Up into your downward facing dog, lifting that left foot up into your 3-legged dog, either knee to elbow or kick through. Press back up, knee to elbow or kick through. Last one. And then we are going to switch sides, dropping that foot. Right foot comes up into the air, either knee to elbow or kick through. Press up, through. Last one. Pressing into your downward facing dog, lowering those knees, pressing back into a nice stretch. Pressing back into that downward facing dog, raising that left foot up in the air, bringing that knee forward, and then leading with your shin, dropping that left knee by that left wrist. That foot comes to the right wrist. Ooh, I just have sweat pouring down my face, by the way. Coming into this pigeon, you may have a block up here that will help you a little bit with this stretch. You can stay up here. Coming back down on my forearms. Actually dripping with sweat. Holy moly. Pressing back up, bending that right knee, reaching around, grabbing that foot if you can. Even if you can't reach that foot, even just bending that knee is going to give you a little bit of a quad stretch. It's going to feel pretty good. Releasing that. Planting those hands in front of you. Bringing that left leg back, sweeping that right foot up to the sky. Coming forward, leading with that shin. Lowering down into your pigeon on the other side. Catching your breath a little bit. Or is it just me? You know, as I was writing that sample workout, I was thinking like, I kind of want this to be middle of the road, challenging. Is it going to be hard enough? I don't know. Is it going to be challenging enough? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm recording, but I've been recording workouts for months now, and I don't always sweat this much. Pressing up a little bit, bending that left knee, reaching around, grabbing that foot. Pressing back into your downward facing dog. Coming forward through plank, lowering those knees, back in a child's pose. And coming up into seated position on your mat. We're going to actually roll onto our backs and find a figure four. So keeping that left foot planted, we're going to bring that right foot over, and without using a hand or anything to press on this knee, I want you to, with your glutes and your leg muscles, be pressing that right knee down. It's going to get you some deep glute activation. If you have tightness in that lower back, in those glutes and that outer hip, this is going to help relieve some of that. So pressing that right knee down, bringing with that left knee into your chest. You can use your hands to guide that leg in. Maybe you can get a little deeper, again, without using your hands to press this out, using the strength of your glutes to press it out. Then from here, bringing those legs, letting them drop to the left, coming back up, pulling them forward again, letting those knees drop to the left, getting in a little bit of active stretching while still getting some glute activation. Let's do that one last time on that side. Planting that right foot, crossing that left over, pressing that left knee out, pulling that right leg in. Maybe you use your hands to pull that knee into your chest a little bit. Let those legs fall to the right. Coming back up, bringing that knee in. That feels really good on my outer hips. Coming in. And then drop over one last time. And now I am going to sit up and just do a little bit of hip flexor stretching and activation, and we will be done. So bringing those feet in front of you, they're planted on the ground, but their feet are a little bit wider than hip distance, letting them fall to the right, coming through center, falling through the left. We will work through a lot more of your breath when we get into the burn and breathe method. There is a huge part of the method is your breath. Something we don't want to dismiss. You know, a lot of people think yoga is about stretching. It is far more about your breath than it is about your flexibility. So now, bringing those legs through center, letting them both drop to the right, planting that right hand behind you. And if you can, use those glutes to press those hips forward. Use that left hand to just bring up and across your body. Lowering back down, finding that on the other side, taking those knees to the left, pressing those hips forward, lifting up, coming back down. Find that one more time on each side. Lowering back down, back to the left, pressing up, reaching up and back. Lowering back down, bringing those legs out in front of you, taking a nice inhale in, and on an exhale, folding forward, maybe grabbing those shins, or if you can, grab those ankles or the tops of those feet. Just breathe into this. Maybe a slight bend in your knees gets you a little more into your hamstrings if your hamstrings are super tight. Coming back up, bringing both of those feet together. Nice forward fold here. I could walk you through another 20 minutes of stretching, but in an effort to try and keep this sample workout short, we are going to wrap it up here. So thank you so much for joining me in class today. I hope I see you for another one.